Welcome you lovely lot, my name's Adam Shilton from Match Catch Media, and we're here today to have a little look at just silvers short basically, in the hope to get like just a few of those better ones going, some of the skimmers. It's just really useful this time of year. It's getting really cold. You might have a few sort of carp or F1s early on, and then it goes dead, and then you want to be putting something in your net before they start to come in and feed again a bit later as the temperature starts to rise just a little bit. So it's about filling that time really, filling that gap and keeping some of those fish come into your net, get a bit of weight into your net, and we'll see how we get on with that basically. So today, I mean, it's big open water, and there is an island, but it's like 30-35 metres away, and we're in about 4 foot of water. So I've just got my depth as I've been moving out, and it's a case of getting to the bottom of the slope. So we're just fishing the bottom of the slope, and it's like top 6 basically. I've got a positive and a negative swim that I'm going to have a little look at. So the one to my left is almost in front of me, just slightly off centre to the left, and that's a bit more positive. So I've just popped half a cup of ground bait on there with about 20 maggots. That's it. So that's my positive line, and then the other line I'm just going to feed with a little cad pot, just with maggots, and see how we just start off on there. I'm going to leave the other one that I've fed alone for a while and see, you know, we can drop on and off the 2 different lines to see which approach is best for the day really. So we can kind of try and work that out. Bait is dead simple really. Just got an expander dark ground bait. We've got micros and expanders and red maggots. Dead straightforward. So let's see if we can catch a few fish, shall we? Okay, so just going to start off on the negative line, and dead straightforward rig really. I'll go for those in more detail shortly, but we've got about 10-12 red maggots in the pot. That's it. 2 on the hook. I'm going to give it a bit of a dunk just to help keep those maggots in. Just ship out quite carefully because we've got that open pot, a marker on the far bank, and we'll get those maggots in just in one clump. Just straightforward, in they go like that. I'm just going to go in over the top of them, nice and straightforward, and we'll just see what kind of response we get. So say both lines are at the same distance, but they're kind of at 10 and 12 o'clock, and the negative line is about 6 inches shallower. So we've got those 2 different approaches of feeding, but we've also got 2 slightly different depths as well. We'll see if it makes a difference. Tiny little fish, that one. So rather than just going straight back in, I'm going to feed again. What we expect to start with is that response. There's a few fish topping here and there, so hopefully that's a good sign. Something just had a go at that again. There's definitely little fish attacking it on the way down, wasn't it? Down on the bottom really. Because if we're going to catch skimmers, that's where they're going to end up being. So as expected, tiny roach. Lots of very small fish in here, so that's no surprise. I'm kind of going at straight away. bit better. Hopefully the skimmers showing up. Yeah, there we go. There we go, that's exactly what we're after. Let's take a note down a little bit. Let's turn it around for you. There we go. Excellent little weight builders. So when it's like this, the other thing we can try is an expander. So still not going to feed again, just going to pop an expander on. See if we can actually get that down and see if it makes a difference. It's certainly not making me want to stay on expanders at the moment. Having said that, bite then. Still not a big fish. It'll be interesting to see whether it's a skimmer or something else. Doesn't possibly want a little carp. Yeah, little stockies. But you still, you know, they're again the kind of fish that add a little bit of weight when you can't catch, when the carp aren't feeding. There we go. Sometimes it's just worth that try. It doesn't feel like a skimmer. A little stocky again, I think. All dinky dinkies. One more go. And then we'll have a look on that positive line and see if anything's on there. So, about 20 maggots, about a quarter of a pot of ground bait. mark there. And there we go, right straight away. Busy drinking tea. What we got here? Feels like a stocky again. Oh, it's a cribby. Lovely little crucian. Always try and curl around your hand, but whoa! That's why we hold him over the net. So obviously this is the positive line, so I'm not going to feed on it with a kinder pot. I'm just going to go straight back over again and kind of fish each feed out on it, if that makes sense. Something's had that on the way down. Not sure what. I've just done really light elastic on the match kit there for this one, which makes it fun this time of year. There we go. That's exactly what we're after. Nice little weight builders. It's really cold, freezing cold fish, but nice little weight builders for that quiet session of your match or your part of your day. If we have to wait too long for the bite, then obviously we could probably do with potting in again, so we'll just fish that pot out each time. He says as we get a fish. Look at that. Took a bit longer though for that one. These match kits are perfect for this. I've got a stocky again. Oh, yeah, lovely little fish here these are. Noisy helicopter. go, a long wait for that one, but I got there. Oh, a little indication then. There you go. This is what we are after, and just to settle over that ground bait. Perfect. Determined to get me very, very wet. I'm covered in slime. Holding for you. There we go. Just what we were after. There's two things I'm thinking of slightly differently now. We're getting a few bubbles coming up on this more positive line, so I could cut the maggots out and just feed a bit of ground bait loose, so there's more chances of picking up those maggots hook bait. Or the other way around, I could cut the ground bait out and just, you know, put in more maggots in one go to try and get them down to the bottom. Little fish again. So it gives me that little option. Now we're still the skimmer that we want though. Something's had a go at this one, seagull or a heron or something. Fabulous. I'm just going to do it a little bit the other way around, so sprinkling the ground bait, literally like a smidge, and about 20 maggots to be put on there, in there, sorry. I'm just going to feed that to keep it ticking along, like so. And then while we're doing that, I think we'll have a little look at rigs. Okay, so just to talk through rigs with you. So the starting one today, I've kind of gone with light, medium, and a little bit more heavy or robust today, but they're all really, really similar. So the first one, basically 4-inch hook length. It's MAP Optimum Power O11 to a size 18 hook. Really, really straightforward for that. Typical kind of strung out bulk. I've had it staggered in some cases and not staggered in others, so it just depends on what kind of fall I've wanted. When we've had a little fish taking it down, I've bulked the shot up a little bit more closer together to try and get that bait down to the bottom. When I wanted to attract them in, obviously I've spread it out a little bit more so we get that nicely slower fall. Main line again is MAP Optimum Power and it's 015, same on all of these rigs today. Malman's 4x14's float on this one. We're fishing what we on, just under 4 foot, so 3 3/4. So it's 4x14's ideal for that really. Gives us that nice positive and stable rig, which is what we want. Obviously back shot again as always, and then on this particular one it's the green 8 to 10 TKS hybrid elastic, which is just perfect for everything. Like I said, it's my go-to really at this time of year. It's fine for these tiny little fish. Also fine for something a bit bigger as well, up to sort of £2-3, especially on the puller kit. And we're on full length top kits, TKS top kits, so plenty of elastic in there, plenty of control, plenty of playing room, room to play and to change things, so no issues with that. So that's the main rig really, and that's dead straightforward. So the slightly lighter version with us doing this middle part of the match, really, that middle hour, everything's exactly the same really. The only difference is the float. I'll come to that in a minute. So 4-inch hook length again, which is 0.11 to a size 18. Same again with the staggered shot in. This time it's number 10s as opposed to number 9s because it's a lighter float. So 0.15 main line again, same as before. I don't see the need to change that. And then up to the float, which again is another Malman's float, but this one's a 4x12s. So everything just a little bit lighter, a little bit more finesse, just in case we need it today. Back shot again as always, and that brings us to the slightly lighter elastic, which is the blue in the TKS hybrid range by map, which is 6 to 8. So really soft, really light, and ideal for those silver fish. And then just in case we end up catching things a little bit bigger, we've got kind of the other end of the medium one. So at the moment it's exactly the same as in a size 18 hook. Generally speaking, with this setup I'd end up on a size 16, but I always start on an 18 and then move up if I need to, depending on, if I've hooked a few better fish on the medium rig, then I'll start on this heavier rig with a size 16. There's an 18 on there at the minute, still 0.11, so it's exactly the same. 0.11 hook length, 4 inches, staggered number 9s, exactly the same as the medium rig. 0.15 main line, up to another 4x14's Malman float, which is just straightforward, and then obviously back shot again, and then the elastic's just that little bit heavier. I'll just move my back shot, there we go. It's a little bit heavier. That is the 10 to 12, what am I saying, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, yeah, 10 to 12 TKS hybrid elastic. So again, just a little bit more power about it if we just need it, but at the same point in these long top kits it also starts off really soft, just like a hollow elastic. That's the best of both worlds, which is brilliant. So that's it really, that's rigs, dead straightforward. Let's go and see if we can catch a few more fish. Okay, so that's been a little look at rigs and stuff, and now we're back onto it again. So we've just fed it again, a little bit of ground bait, about 20 maggots, and getting a few little dinks and liners at the moment. Still on the positive line. There we go, tiniest little bites. What have we got here? I think it definitely shows us that we need to be on the heavier elastic. Again, it just goes to show we're on really light tackle, and just don't rush everything, keep everything nice and smooth. Obviously if it goes out, it's under our feet at the moment, so it's not too bad, it's steering at the bottom up. If it starts to move away from you, just keep everything low down. Oh, it's a nice big carp. Hopefully we can land him and show you. Yeah, there we go. Struggling to get the hook out, there we go. It's a good hook hold, perfectly in the mouth. Let's see if we can hold him up to show you. Obviously now I've not fed again yet because we've still got a few bubbles going on, but I have now gone on to that slightly heavier elastic, so if we do get a few better fish like that, it just means that we can land them a bit more confidently. But other than that, it's exactly the same. Exactly the same setup, same size hook, everything. It's just the elastic's just that little bit more robust. If I don't get a bite or an indication soon, obviously I'll feed again, because if that fish has moved in, it's probably hoovered up the bait that was there. There we go. You can see that elastic's still really soft, especially in this full length kit, but it just means we've got that little bit more play, a bit more security. And this is, not even a big fish, it's only a pound F1. But still, that's what we want. So I'm just going to feed again. Not a lot, only what I'd put in on a kinder pot really, just a touch more ground bait and a few maggots, about 10 maggots, so very, very little. There we go. Literally just that bit of patience. I stirred all the bottom up, that is. And that's the beauty about this line, this middle section of the day. You can still pick up these bonus fish on it. It gives you the opportunity to rest your main lines, so out long here there's about 14.5 metres as bar on this particular lake, which is, that's the main plan of attack really for certainly the start of your match. It's a bit further away from you, but then they do start to come in before you go down the edge, obviously late on. Like I said, you end up with these skimmers that we've had and a few other fish, and then you start to get a few bonus fish like this that crop up. Fabulous. Again, it's just that bonus weight when nothing else is feeding on your other lines. A tiny little dink. That feels like maybe a little stocky or something. Yep. There we go. So even though it was a smaller fish, again I'm going to try and fish it out, so I'm not going to feed again. very flat where we are, so there's no curve or anything like that. We can just have it just touching bottom nicely, look, and there you go. And it's one of these bigger skimmers this time. Lift that up and show you. Perfectly in the top lip. Exactly what we wanted. A few little bubbles coming up. There we go. And again, you just get that, it's just those bonus fish that turn up on this line. It's so worth it. It's so worth having that short line in for your session, whether it be match or a pleasure day, because this can be the difference. And I think this is a good fish to finish the session on. If we land it. Oh, the squirrel's come to have a nosy at us. Obviously when these kind of fish turn up on this swim, you can just keep it going. Nice big chunky fat F1. There we go. So there you go, you lovely lot. It's been really good to show you how prolific and how good that short line can be in that middle session of the day. We've only fished it for about an hour and a half today, and you can see the results, you know, from the separate lines, the positive one, the negative one. Start off catching those small fish, 1 or 2 bonus skimmers, and then just changing that feeding so that again you can bring those bigger fish coming in, and we've finished with a few of those as well, which has been fantastic. Obviously, you know, you've got your main lines of attack normally, especially in this time of year where you're looking for that deeper water, but don't neglect that short line. It's really worth having something a bit different. Obviously, you know, commercial venues like this, very pellet based, so having something different to drop on with the maggot line, just that short line, it just means that you can put a bit more weight in your net, you know, the silvers, and obviously the more bonus fish that we've had as well. We've had some lovely fish today. So there we go. As always, please like and subscribe. It's completely free if you enjoy the videos, and it really helps us out loads and loads and loads. It's been fantastic. I hope to see you on the bank very, very soon. Take care, stay safe, and enjoy your fishing.